Deontay Wilder has got several daughters, the oldest one being 16. And he says that his daughter's boyfriends in future are going to have to spar with him for at least 3 rounds to basically prove that they can protect his daughters. Now, this is funny, of course, but at the same time, I definitely get the logic behind it, because we are living in an age where masculinity is under attack. And as a result, men, particularly in the younger generations, just ain't what they used to be. Now, I'm not a father, but if I was and I had daughters, I would definitely want to make sure that their potential husbands would have the ability and the desire to protect them. I don't know whether I'd go as far as sparring them in a boxing ring, but I definitely want to vet them and find out about their character. In the case of Deontay Wilder, assuming he's serious, and I suspect he is, it must be very intimidating to be the boyfriend of one of his daughters, finding out that her dad is a 6'7" former world heavyweight champion and one of the biggest punchers possibly in boxing history. That guy wants to spar you. Is he going to go easy on you? Is he going to try to hurt you? Is he going to give you a bloody nose? What if the boyfriend is a big guy himself, a boxer himself? Is it going to get too heated between Wilder and the boyfriend? Will Wilder actually be able to hold back and not have the red mist descend and end up knocking his daughter's boyfriend out? These are the questions that are going through my mind. As I say, I'm not a parent, but in the modern world, I would be particularly frightened of having daughters, because the way society has been directed, engineered, etc., is such that young people are more promiscuous now than ever before. And call me old-fashioned, but I don't think that's a good thing, particularly for young females, because young females, of course, can get pregnant. Boys can't get pregnant. Well, actually, in fact, let me not even go there. Didn't Wilder talk about wanting to get pregnant or something a while back? But anyway, I'd be particularly concerned about being a father to daughters in this day and age in the modern world. I'd feel far more comfortable about it if I was raising them in a more traditional society. And there's still plenty of traditional societies around the world. And when I do have kids, that's where I'll be raising them. Those of you who are parents, and I'm talking about real parents, not the ones who just hand their kids over to the state and really don't have much input in how their kids are raised. When I say hand them over, I'm not talking about for adoption. I'm just talking about hand them over to the education system and don't actually try to educate them from your own wisdom, your own knowledge, and so on. Those of you who are real parents, you must feel at times as though it's a tug of war between you and society for the attention and influence over your children, particularly when they hit those teenage years. They become rebellious, they're very impressionable, and they're easily led, be it by their peer group, be it by the media, celebrities, social or political movements, and so on. This is why it's easier if you raise kids in a society which is going in a direction that you're happy with. Because if you raise kids in a society which is going in a direction you're not happy with, there's a greater chance that you will lose your child or lose influence over your child to some external undesirable influence. Anyway, let me not get too deep. We are talking about Deontay Wilder after all here, so it's probably not the video for it. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below about Deontay saying that his daughter's boyfriends will have to spar at least 3 rounds with him to prove they're man enough to actually protect his daughters. Do you think he's serious? Do you think this is actually a good thing that he's proposing? Or do you think it's got disaster written all over it? And those of you who are fathers, I'm not saying you're going to go in there and spar your daughter's boyfriends, but do you also try and test your daughter's boyfriends to see what their character's like, if they'll be able to protect your daughters, and so on. And furthermore, if they are willing to prove themselves to you in whatever way, is that an indication that they're actually serious about your daughter and not just trying to take advantage of her? You might think that, well, those who are not serious, once they come up against this test I got lined up for them, they're going to say, forget about that. I don't like the daughter that much. But the ones who really do like her and really do understand where you're coming from as a father, they're going to want to prove themselves to you because you might be their father-in-law one day, right? Anyway, let me know what you guys think. Come and join me on Patreon and access my weekly no-holds-barred, censorship-free podcast where we lift the lid on a wide range of controversial topics. It's not mainstream friendly, it's not politically correct, but that's the whole point. We dare to stand as a beacon of reason against an army of insanity. Just head on over to my Patreon page and select the tier called HATMAN Hot Topics. You'll gain access to a minimum of 2 hours of exclusive content every single week, including podcasts, videos, interviews, live stream Q&A sessions, as well as my popular Confessions of a Nightclub Bouncer series. Not to mention a vast back catalog of hundreds of hours of previous episodes. You can listen via the Patreon app with the option to download in high quality MP3. We've also got a Discord server where you can come and chat and hang out with myself and other members. There's no contract, no commitment, and you can cancel at any time. So come and join our community of free and critical thinkers by signing up with me here on Patreon today.